Alrighty, so session 14 already.
Yeah, weekly games, eh?
Yeah, weekly games. Alright, so it's a little bit of a recap. Last time, you guys decided to converse with the mayor of Eldham.
Is that what we're calling it now? Conversing?
Yeah. And it turns out that she wasn't just serving the demon Tranok, she was the demon Tranok. There was a kind of grotesque body-splitting scene as her skin ripped open and the demon emerged from its human shell.
Yeah, it's gross.
But a super powerful banish demon spell with like 10 willpower into it made fairly short work of the demon. And thankfully, the mishap that occurred did not affect any of you, since none of you guys were demons.
Thankfully.
Which is good to know.
It is good to know.
Slightly reassuring.
You guys are all now safe in the knowledge that if any of you had been a demon in disguise, that spell would have probably obliterated you as well.
Power level 14? Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, power level 14 is a little much. But with the destruction of the demon, parts of this village fell into ruin. Parts that were supported by the demonic magic. The fields kind of rotted. Some of the buildings collapsed. The sort of religious stupor that some of the villagers were in seemed to kind of shake it off. A lot of confusion. A lot of like not being exactly sure what happened. But with this occurrence, you guys are now safe to lay claim to this village as a stronghold. It needs a lot of work, and it's going to need some people, and it's going to need a source of income. There's mouths to feed here now. There are two buildings that are still intact, intact enough to count as functions within your stronghold, and that is the smithy and the inn, both of which have actual things that happen when they are staffed, either by a PC or an NPC that you pay. Under the actor tab, you guys should have access to the Eldham Village stronghold character sheet.
Yep.
So on the sheet, the important things, the buildings, so it'll tell you what each thing does. Hirelings are where any people that you hire, it'll tell you what their salary is, how many of them you have, so on and so forth. Gear is as you start to accumulate stuff. Obviously, you can store it at your stronghold, so if you pick up like extra suits of armor or extra arrows or raw materials, they can all be stored here. And note that until such time as you guys build a vault, they can be stolen based off of certain events that may happen. So if you're like, hey, we found, like this super cool magic sword, we're just gonna leave it in this house over here, it could be stolen.
It's a very disagreeable sword.
Hey now.
Yeah. And then there's a note tab in case you guys want to make any notes about your stronghold. The defense rating, that'll happen in case anyone decides to try to take your village by force. And it'll go up depending on like how many guards you have, what sort of fortifications you have, whether or not the PCs are actually present at the time to take part in the defense, and so on and so forth. It's a very simple system. For those of you that have played Conan, elements of it are like in Mercenaries, where there'll be like kind of a battle turn for the settlement, and then kind of individual actions for the characters. Like if you're like, I want to challenge the enemy commander, or I want to like poison their food lines or whatever. There's ways to handle all of that sort of stuff, should there ever actually be an attack on your settlement. Defense rating 1 is not good, but it is higher than 0.
It's an orc, though.
Yeah. Yes, Kogan is willing to basically function as a guard that you don't have to pay. And along those lines, once you guys have hirelings, if you guys are in the village, you guys can pay them daily. If you guys decide to leave the village, they expect to be paid in advance for the length of time you plan to be gone. And if you don't pay them, as with everything else in Forbidden Lands, there are charts that I roll on.
And they're all terrible.
You could roll like they're disgruntled, but they go to work. But there's one of the other options is like not only does that hireling leave, but he starts a bunch of rumors and all of the hirelings leave.
We killed a demon for them.
Yep. Yeah, and it could be like if you don't do your upkeep, for example, one of the things is fires could break out and just destroy functions in your settlement. So like you could come back and because you didn't do your upkeep, your tavern burnt to the ground while you guys are away. So like everything else in Forbidden Lands, there's a lot of kind of balancing what can we do, what should we do, what are the negatives if we don't do a thing.
Gotcha.
But with that, you're now probably about halfway, little less than halfway through Springrise, through the early spring part of the world, and you guys have a stronghold, and we'll turn it over to you guys.
Well, I need more experience so I can actually get valuable stuff out of this bag. Just look in my notes because it feels like it's been a while since we played this. Okay, so my marksmanship went up. I have a silver necklace that we found in that tomb. Did we do something with that?
Nope, if it's still on your character sheet, then it means you've got it.
That's in my note. Let's see if it looks in my gear. Yeah, it's still there. And it's got an attribute of 1, which I think is probably for value.
Probably.
As soon as I get home, I can double check the value with the one I have on my list on the computer.
Okay.
Well, for making the village profitable, I think the two things we've discussed is either finding out what other people are willing to pay for, or if the ground is actually willing to let us grow stuff without us doing no help.
Yeah,
Sorry,
that's the question. How many people live here?
There's probably about 15 or so.
And there are walls around this town, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
The town currently is a couple of houses, an inn, a smithy, some desecrated fields, sacrificial pit. But no, there are no walls, there are no guard towers, none of that sort of fancy stuff.
Okay.
And I'm taking they're feeling pretty shell shocked at the moment.
Yeah, they're a little what's going on, you know, what happened, you know, like they don't remember a whole lot. Probably bits and pieces will come to them in their dreams and nightmares for, you know, months to come, but they don't have any conscious memory as to what happened.
So they don't remember the lottery?
Not like it sounds vaguely familiar to them, but nothing that they consciously recall. And most of them are sticking around here just because it's safer here than it is out on their own in the wilds.
And there's still a hunting party out, right?
There is still a hunting party out, and you don't know what effect the destruction of Tranok may have on them. It seems to have affected the people here in the village to some extent.
Well, Holdy will start strutting around like he's already the boss and already the new mayor.
If we need to pay someone to take care of the inn. We need to pay someone to take care of the smithy. But who? I mean, we've met the smith,
Keys, yeah.
and some people have met the innkeeper. So, is that payment in addition to whatever they're making in those jobs?
What they make in those jobs is what you pay them. Basically, just for simplicity's sake, everybody has to get paid. Like, you guys don't have to worry about, like, how much money the inn makes or how much money the smithy brings in. All of the money that all of the various things make go to you guys. You need to make sure that the folks working those jobs get paid.
Okay, so we need to, well, I mean, we do kind of need to know what they make. Because couldn't we just use that money to pay the people in the town?
Which is it, right now they don't make any money. Like, if you want Linux to continue to run the inn, for example,
Mm-hmm.
then you need to pay her 12 copper a day.
Basically, we take all they produce and we have to pay them. We don't take money out of it.
Right. It simplifies all the micromanaging. You don't have to go like, well, the inn brings in 5 silver a day because they're travelers and we need to pay 12. No. You guys just need to find a way to pay her 12 copper a day, and then the inn does the thing that it does. Which in this case turns meat and vegetables into rations.
All right, but in any case, just to get a manipulation roll, I'll do a great speech about how the cursed demon is dead and will no longer be feeding on our soul. So it's time for us to all band together and make this place work and be better than it ever was. And now it's time to live like free people and be examples of the rest of the people on this damn island. Our best future's all ahead of us.
Perfect. So yeah, so in the pouring rain, all the shell-shocked people kind of standing around. Caldy kind of gets up, lightning and thunder kind of booming behind him. And give me a manipulation roll. All right. So yeah, so your words kind of get through to the people. They vaguely understand that there was some sort of threat here, possibly demonic, which explains a little bit of their significant brain fog, and that short little ugly fellow over there, him and his friends, defeated it and saved us. So the general gist of things seems to sink through their fog. You look out, you see like some nodding of heads in the assembled group, a couple of people like elbowing one another and like pointing at. I mean, you guys are a fairly distinctive group. I mean, you've got a goblin, a halfling, a wolfkin, an elf, and a human, right?
Right?
So yeah, so there's some like nudging their neighbor in the ribs and kind of like pointing at Okatai or pointing at Trustius and like rumors like oh, I think that one's the sorcerer. It's like they're pointing at Desi and going like, we have an honest to goodness knight here. A lot of conversation back and forth. The people seem to accept the fact that there was a bad thing here that they don't quite remember, but they don't remember the details, but they know it was there. And you guys are responsible for them being freed from it.
That's good.
That is good.
And everybody actually can bump their reputation up by 1.
Alrighty. I finally have a reputation.
And reputation is rolled whenever you encounter other sentient beings that may have heard of you. You make a roll. Whoever has the highest reputation in your group makes the roll, and it determines whether or not they have heard of you. Certain things in your stronghold will increase your reputation. Certain things can decrease it. Certain deeds will increase it. So on and so forth. But yes, it is evening. The people a lot of them are tired. They're gonna kind of funnel off to their houses. There's a little bit of confusion as people try to figure out like exactly which house is theirs. But they generally seem to be in decent, if not somewhat shell-shocked spirits.
That's better than it could be.
Agreed. If we're going to hold this place, we'll need a plan.
And we need to find those hunters. Or at least maybe be here when they get here.
What do you think the odds are that they're still alive?
Well, they didn't run into us, so that's kind of in their favor.
There's worse things than us out there. We've seen them. The troll, for example.
Yeah, that thing wandering around is not great.
We had so much trouble with the troll, and we just wiped through this devil.
Well,
I can kill the troll. I've learned a thing or two since we've last met.
All right. So we need
maybe I
cash, and we have no cash. I'll
maybe
pull
I
out
should
the.
be nearby when you kill the troll,
I
just
would.
in case.
When you kill the troll, I want to be a little bit further away than that Ankylosaurus was than you were trying whatever you were trying. But we don't need to kill the troll. We need cash.
That
And I'm down to about 3 silver, and I pull out that little chain. Whatever this chain is that we found at the in that tomb.
Do you want me to try to ask when I sleep tonight? I don't think I asked it before.
Yeah,
Not to remember.
it didn't seem any particularly extravagant to me, but if nothing else, maybe we can get some lore on it, and that a good story always improves the price of an antique.
Andra's easier to talk to than the sword is, so probably best to wait until I sleep.
There's no hurry.
Yeah. I still have coin. Not a ton. I've got 9 silver still.
Okay.
So I mean, we can pay people at least for a day or two. Chris, were those payments per day?
Yes.
Okay. And how much was it again for each of them?
The innkeeper is 12 copper.
Okay. And Keys was
What's that?
Smithy.
Smith is a silver a day.
Oof.
Well,
I
I
can-
mean, 10 copper or 12 copper is 1.2 silver, so
I can
not that.
pull a silver per willpower out of my hat, out of my bag here. In the equivalent of weapons or trade goods, unfortunately.
Yep. And that's just it. If it's like a trade good that hireling would use, you can totally use that to pay them. It doesn't have to be cash.
That's good.
I mean, if you can give him a silver worth of weapons per day, he's going to be a pretty popular
Yeah,
smithy.
if the smithy is not processing raw iron into ironing got it's not. We're losing money paying them.
I believe he can get me 3 more experience points and I can pull a gold out a day.
Ooh.
In case you ever want a good weapon that doesn't talk back to you.
Well, I mean, I have another weapon that doesn't talk back to me. It's just not as good. Granted, it's not as talkative, but or judgy. But I haven't had the dramatic urge to kill everyone here, so that's a good thing.
Yes, it is.
Hopefully that continues.
All right. What do these guys need to get going?
Good night's sleep.
Yep. Basically, I'm going to let you because normally you have to go out and find hirelings, and like, go to villages and stuff like that. I'm going to let you hire from the populace that's here for at least a little bit, so you don't have to like track and find another village and hire people from there and so on and so forth.
So we get 15 people's worth of work.
Yeah, so basically right now, the advantage is like you don't have to feed and water the people that are in your village. They are assumed to take care of themselves. That is what the bulk of their time is spent doing. So when you pay somebody to like go be a lumberjack, you're basically saying like, we're going to give you some copper pieces so that you can buy some meals from one of your friends, but we need you to go chop down some trees.
Gotcha.
But unless you guys are under siege, you don't have to worry about food and water for them.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. I think we'd have an easier time getting people to want to live here if the city, town, village, hut collection had walls around it. Sort of like the first village we came to when we got off the boat.
Yeah, we haven't got
course,
anything here that's keeping King Kong out anymore.
No. And on the other hand, we might be able to recruit some people from there because the farmers here are, alive. If anyone there is feeling particularly disturbed by the local workforce.
And the only way this place survives is if we can figure out a way to make money to pay the people here. It's good to build walls, and it's good to have guards and lumberjacks, but without a way to pay these people, they won't stay.
We need coin first.
I believe so.
Well, the only thing I know how to do is, use a sword.
Do you think they believe we must determine if the ground will let us grow anything, and if there's a new village around that will buy us anything?
We're aware there's a town relatively close.
You guys do know there's the town where you first disembarked, Tenora, which is probably a day away, maybe a little bit more. And you did run into a group of travelers that told you about a village called Hythe, which is off in the mountains to the west. But you don't have any real details as to how far it is.
So, what's our priorities? First, stabilize the village. Second, find the missing hunters. And third, find what these other talking weapons are. So, when we die, some devil spirit's not going to eat us alive for the rest of eternity.
Right.
I think perhaps we should explore our immediate surroundings, find what resources we can potentially gather, look for trade partners. We need to find a way to make coin. Without coin, you can't pay people to build walls or till fields. Not in the way that Busy Sword will allow, at least.
Yeah. I'll leave all that thinking to you guys. It's not my strong suit. But in the meantime, I mean, I can help with things like hunting and such. Protection. I'm good at protection.
I have a thing I need to do, and if I could have use of the attic and the inn, that would be lovely.
No, I've never.
I would say you're welcome to it.
Otherwise, Calding and Okatai.
Oh my goodness.
Perhaps you guys should figure out our next steps. Desi and I are not the best ones
Well,
for
they're donations. You're
tactical
welcome
decisions,
to have
I
whatever
think.
is here as
Not in
long
this
as you
manner.
leave something.
Cully's good with coin.
Yeah.
And Okatai's smart. Seems anyway.
So right off the bat, we need the in person and we need the blacksmith, right?
Conveniently, they're already here.
Right. I mean,
So-
both of them.
Yes. Yes.
We
I
only
mean, as long
for
as we don't make them work to transform stuff, I don't think we need to pay them yet.
Yeah, you don't need to pay them to stay here. You just need to pay them to do their job. So if you're like, we don't have anything to smith, sorry, Keys, we can't afford to pay you right now. That's fine.
Keys will just get back to
Yep.
fishing and farming to make sure that he can eat that night.
Right. That's the advantage of these folks living here in the village. Like other hirelings that you hire from other places need to be paid regularly. You know, if you go to another village and you go like, hey, we'd like you to come and, take over our inn for us, they expect to be paid constantly.
every day.
Yep. The folks here in the village, I'm cutting you guys a little bit of slack because starting off your stronghold's a little rough.
Because I figured with one more willpower, I could probably pay them both off with something both of them would use. I would think like a set of scales would be used in both jobs, and they're worth about 3 silver each, which means 6 willpower. I could pull 2 of them out, and that's enough to get them going. But we can hold on that when I have one more piece of willpower.
Yep.
In the meantime, we should go scout around this.
And for the times being, as long as you guys are back fairly soon, I'll say that, Ryzen can take care of general upkeep since Mark is still in England.
Hmm.
Protect myself.
So you don't have to worry about anybody paying for a handyman quite yet. And that'll free you guys up to go and do some scouting around and some investigating and finding things and all that stuff.
Okay.
Chris, I got one little thing to do tonight before we head out in the morning.
Okay.
I would like to cast. I wrote it down somewhere. Bind magic.
Okay.
Do we have a quill?
I do.
There you go.
Could I use this and never give it back?
Your.
Get one.
In fact, I pull you out a fresh one out of my bag. You got ink and quill, and I'm hoping that you actually use the ink, but I'm not convinced.
No, don't need the ink.
That cost me 2 willpower, so 2 silver.
So bind magic is a ritual, and I want to bind. Scroll. Blood channeling into. Let's say my say my knife.
I don't know what that does, but it sounds nasty.
That's why I'm in the attic.
That's fair.
Hey, I need some privacy. Everyone's like, yeah, sure.
So for the bind magic, basically you spend whatever willpower you need for your blood channeling. And when you bind it, if you spend 1 willpower in the binding, it lasts for a day or until triggered. 2 willpower, it lasts forever but dissipates once used. And if you spend 5 willpower, it binds the spell forever and you can use it once a day.
Right. So as far as I could tell, it's 5 willpower to make it permanent, like quote unquote permanent.
Yep.
And then whatever successes I get from that is the effect of that spell that's permanent, right?
No.
No.
You have to. Let me actually find the bind magic. You cast a spell like any other. Choose how many willpower points to spend, but you can also spend extra willpower to bind the spell to an object instead of unleashing its power immediately. So you cast your blood channeling, and then you spend the extra to lock it in.
Right, but the effect of the blood channeling is what's locked in.
Nope. Yeah. You.
So if
can't.
channeling's parallel of 4, it comes out as 4. If it's 2, it's 2.
Right. So you cast your blood channeling, but then you also spend 1, 2, or 5 additional willpower to bind it.
Gotcha. Okay. So okay. I will cast blood channel.
Okay.
As soon as I could find it. Why can't this be in alphabetical?
This is why I'm playing a beat thump.
I don't even see it on my list.
That's because it's not on your list.
I'm back. I should be more intelligible right now.
Excellent.
There you go. Now you got it.
Blood channel. Okay, so I need to have 5 left over, so I can do this at. I'm going to do it at. It's level 3, so I can't safe cast it. I'll do it at 2.
Okay.
Which should be that, I believe. And I do have an ingredient. Can't save cast. Oh, no wins. Magic's so scary here. Ah, mishap. Fuck.
Well, good news is power level 3.
Mishap.
Oh, that's not terrible.
Oh, agility, that's not bad. I'll take that. And then I will spend 5 to bind that permanently into my knife.
Okay.
Leaves me with 1, and I can use that once per day. That's part of 3. Should make a note of that.
And technically, you do have to roll to cast the bind magic, but they don't count towards the power level, just for whether or not there's a mishap. So since you got a mishap anyway, we won't worry about it.
Okay.
So you have a power level 3 blood channeling in your knife that you can use once per day. So once per day, you can tap that for 6 willpower that needs to be used right away.
Yeah, that's good or bad, right?
That's general magic spell, bind magic.
Yeah, level 3.
So eventually, if I ever get to level 3, I could try to make like a healing spell in an object to use it once a day, for example.
Yep.
Right. Just good to know. I didn't check the level 3 spell too much.
Perfect. So that's going to take the evening for Tresius. What's anybody else doing during the evening? Important note, because this is a stronghold, you guys do not have to keep watch or build a camp. Those things are automatically assumed.
Well, I'm napping.
Just one question for the settlement. Couldn't ask before. Is the mine something we can build here, or do we need to find a iron deposit or something?
You can't build it like here in the same hex where the settlement is, but if you find a suitable place, then you definitely can. So you might want to, there's mountains to the west that would probably have mines, or at least iron deposits. There might be something if you dig down deep enough in like a forested area, perhaps.
Okay.
But
So we can build a function outside of the stronghold.
Yeah, mines and quarries are built outside of the settlement.
Okay.
All right, so Kuldi is sleeping. Tresius is doing a ritual. Desi, what are you doing?
I would like to try to learn something.
What would you like to try to learn?
I'd like to try to learn Path of the Blade.
Okay. That will require a witch roll as you practice in the evening with your sword.
Yes, because I'm oh so good with wits. This isn't something I can use a different attribute for, right?
No, because it's not a skill roll.
Yeah. Okay.
Nope,
Oh.
not this
Okay.
evening.
Someday.
Is it the your class, the skill you're trying to learn?
Yeah, it's a profession talent.
I cannot help with that.
Yeah.
It's all that
Round
necromantic
and
and blood magic going on in upstairs.
Yeah, it's throwing your
All these
vibe off.
weird noises. Those weird noises from the attic of the inn are completely distracting me. Like, what the? What? He's alone up there. What is he doing?
Right, and what would Okatai like to do during the evening?
Would trying to see the damage done by the demon ritual be something I could do for a time? Checking if plants will grow around here, stuff like that. Like assess the status of nature around the village.
Yeah, I'll say you can spend the time, taking a look at the fields and things like that. Yeah, that makes sense.
See if as a druid I could find anything that would grow around here. Having a garden or a field would be nice at some point. But maybe the fact make it impossible now.
Gotcha. Yeah, why don't we call that a survival roll?
Good. I'm still waiting for Foundry to open. Could you roll that for me, please?
Sure can. Oh, you got a success. So yeah, you take a look. I mean, there are like 4 or 5 fields around here, and it's raining. The ground seems to be absorbing the water just fine. Kind of like pick it up and kind of like sniff it as a wolf can. Kind of run it between your fingers, and it doesn't smell tainted. There's no like hint of brimstone or anything to it. It smells loamy. So you think these fields could fairly easily be revitalized. Really, you just need some people to work them and spend some time making them into gardens or fields.
Demon lied. Maybe the demon was tainting the ground to make it look like they were.
From what I read, making a field or garden is like 1 month of work.
Yeah, a garden is 1 month.
Garden is 1 month, but we need to work on it a quarter every week to get the vegetable. And the field takes a full week of work once a year, but takes a month to build, if what I read is right.
Yeah. And you're going to need like some pickaxes and shovels.
What kind of a worker could we hire to make a field? Is that a farmer or just builder?
I'll say since they don't actually require any raw materials or any specific skill, once you get some pickaxes and shovels, the villagers can get to work on those. That doesn't require anything special from them.
Well, they probably require some pay for that, though.
Yeah, I'll say that's something that your run-of-the-mill villagers can do. I mean, they can tend a garden, they can till a field.
But what does that represent as a payment per day for that month of work?
I'll say you don't have to. Once you get them the tools, they'll just do it because it's good for them.
Okay. So that could be a good start for us.
Yep.
So Colby, at some point you can trade a shovel and a pickaxe. You could make some fields. I'll tell him that when he wakes up.
All right. Night falls. Coldy, you
Good.
you have gotten some sleep. You can hit the rest button.
Yay!
And what would everybody like to do during the night?
Trustees will sleep.
Okay.
I'm going to sleep because I need to dream.
Okay.
I think I'm just gonna take stock. I'm nocturnal anyway, so I'll just take stock of the village, try to with an eye for appraisal rather than an eye for carpentry, if you know what I mean.
Okay. And what would Okatai like to do?
I think I'll have to sleep right now.
Okay, perfect. All right. So, Coldy, as you're making your way around town, give me a scouting roll. Okay. You notice you're being followed. Somebody is following you and trying to look like they're not following you. They're like ducking into corners, kind of staying out of the little pools of light from the little oil lamps from around the different houses and stuff.
All right. I'm gonna try to lose him and then start following him.
Okay. Give me a stealth roll or sneak roll.
Neat.
I will note, as a goblin, since it is dark, you can spend willpower for automatic successes on this after you roll if you choose.
Okay, so I don't have a sneak, but I do have a stealth.
Stealth. There we go. So many games with different names.
Yeah, I'll spend. I'll take 2 successes.
Okay. Perfect. So yeah, so you kind of duck in and, around a corner, wait for him to kind of go by. And as he goes by, you get a good look at him, and you recognize him as Bruff. Bruff is he's the gentleman that recognized you before when you guys first showed up.
Yeah. Okay.
And you also recognize that he has a very sharp-looking knife in his little hand, and he looks like he's like looking around, trying to figure out where you went.
Well. Do I take him out? Do you get any advantage with surprise attacks?
You do.
All right, so I get a +1 with my throw on arm now that I have slings and stuff. I got marksmanship bonus. I got nocturnal, but I don't think that helps in this situation.
It means there's no penalty for attacking in the dark.
If a man was trying to ambush me, I get a scout roll +1, so I think we passed that already.
Yep.
How much of a bonus do I get?
All right. So.
And are my broken toes healed? That was marked 3 days, and that was a while back.
Yep.
Can I trash that?
You can, yes. So, sneak attack. You already made the stealth roll. If you succeed, you get a free action of your choice, slow or fast, but not both, before drawing initiative. He cannot dodge or move out of the way.
Well, that's bad. Being ambushed is bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take the shot. I'm not lawful good. Uh, any bonuses I throw on this thing here?
I
Modifiers active. I'll click throwing arm.
Quick throwing arm, and I think it's a +2 bonus for attacking somebody who's unawares. I can't find it right off, so we'll say +2.
And anything about darkness?
The
Him attacking me.
you don't take any penalties for the darkness.
So my modifier right now says +1. Change that to a +3.
Yep.
Dope.
I'm gonna push it.
Okay.
My item broke. Oh shit.
Dope.
Right. So yeah, so you kind of get into position, basically at kind of like at short range, because that's like the optimal range for your sling.
Okay.
And you let go, and there's like a snapping sound as the rock flies wild. And did the sling actually break, or did it just take damage?
It took one damage applied to sling, and it said it broke because I think it only has 1 point. It's just a sling.
Yep. So the sling like breaks in half, and you want this guy so bad. The force at which you whirl this rock is just too much. He kind of whirls around, flips his knife around into like a classic like knife fighter pose, and half a sec here, and we'll get some initiative done.
Oh, Caldy. Once he realizes he's over 60 years old, he'll slow down.
This is what happens when he goes out without his bodyguard.
Well, he doesn't have to pay today.
Problem is, he's the night guy, so he always out without his bodyguard.
All right. So you can draw some initiative.
I do. You need to select a token that you control.
Yep. So you have to select Caldy's token. All right. Good news is you're up first.
The good news is I'm pulling my own dagger.
So it's a fast action to pull out your knife, and you still have your slow action.
Can I fast action pull out? I can only pull out one knife because that's only the willpower I've got. Shit. My slow action is to make a hasty retreat. See if I can set up another ambush.
So you move, basically you move a zone away.
Yeah, heading back to the towards the inn.
Okay. Everybody's in the inn asleep. Caldy runs to there. Bandit is going to... How does Bandit not have a knife on his sheet?
Inconceivable.
There we go. He's going to throw a knife at you. It is far away, and it is dark.
Ooh.
Oof. But that's going to be 2 damage to Caldy.
That's all I can take.
Do you have any armor?
I don't believe I do.
Does ego kill?
Pretty good ego.
All right. So he throws this knife.
Too.
He throws this knife. Caldy goes down. Do you have the one that gives you a free dodge?
I think I might. Let me look.
Would be a good time.
Yes, fast footwork
Fast
level
footwork.
1.
Guess I'll take that free dodge.
Okay. -2 if you want to remain on your feet.
I will not care about remaining on my feet.
Okay.
He threw that, right?
He did.
So you got another knife on him?
He does have another one in his belt, but the one that's in his belt looks more like a stabbing knife as opposed to a throwing knife.
Okay, so when I go down, I'm yelling bloody murder.
Okay.
And where's dodge?
It's
That's-
move.
Okay. I suck at this. I gotta push it, right?
I would say so.
Oh,
Oh no.
He's jumping in front of the knife.
so
I might
that's
be rolling a new character, guys.
Man, the fucking bear didn't last one day.
2 damage to your agility, and then the knife sinks in for 2 damage to your strength, which is a critical roll.
All right, and I only have 2 agility and 2 strength, right? So.
Yep.
So what do I roll for critical?
It's a critical injury table. It should be under
Okay.
roll table. I don't know if I gave you guys access to it or not.
I don't see it. How about you just tell me what to roll and I'll roll on that. Oh,
Uh,
here we go. Critical injuries?
Yep. Do you see one that says stab wounds?
I do.
So down at the bottom there will be a roll button, and you can roll it. And because you are lucky, you do have the option to roll twice and take the one you like. Pierce cheek isn't bad.
But I can roll twice anyway and check the easiest one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll take the pierced cheek.
So yeah, so you like kind of throw yourself to the ground at the last minute, and this knife basically just like slices right across your cheek, bleeds pretty profusely.
He's lost a finger, broke my toe, now I got a sliced cheek.
You need to stop going out alone. Should have
gonna get
just sat in the inn.
You can't get rich. You can't get rich without taking risk. Not at this age.
That's true.
Can't get rich being dead either.
That is also true.
That's why it's a risk.
Luckily for you, though, he succeeded at his empathy test.
Which means he can't kill you.
So he kind of like walks over you, kind of like picks his knife up out of the ground, spits on you, and says, "There's folks here that know what you've done. You're not worth it now."
Gonna cough up blood.
And then he will walk off, leaving you. You are broken, which means you can't make any skill tests, but you can like drag yourself back to the inn.
I'm dragging myself back to the inn.
Did we take over the inn, or did we take over the mayor's house?
I'm going to
Where's
say
the
the inn.
Yeah, Tony's in the attic of the inn, and Desi's sleeping and talking to a sword at the inn. So I think that's where we are.
So Desi,
Yes.
are you trying to like consciously connect with the sword while you sleep?
I am. Again.
So yeah, so you find yourself on again this like kind of like flowing plains type space. Andra is there, wearing this like very finely crafted like elven clothing.
Yeah. She's very pretty when she's not a sword. um. Hello again.
Hello.
Is it okay that I keep doing this?
Huh. I have nothing but time on my hands, but prolonged contact with me in the state could be hazardous to your mental well-being.
So can life out there. I'll manage. I have a question about a necklace we found with the sword and a set of very rusted chainmail. And I'll describe the necklace to her.
It sounds like it is of human make.
Okay, so it isn't something that you know of.
No, it is a rather pedestrian human craftsmanship.
Okay. All right. That was really all I needed to check on, was to know if the necklace was something that we needed to worry about. Other than that, we defeated a demon.
I'm aware. Excellent.
Yeah, I think. It does mean we're now responsible for a hamlet, but I think that's better than them being sacrificed on a monthly basis to a demon.
I would believe so, yes. Sounds preferable to me.
To me too, but we'll see what they think. Do you have any idea what the other items are that we're looking for, where they might be?
I do not know where. I don't know much about them. I believe my friend Fari bound themselves into their armor.
Do you know what kind of armor it was?
Armor of elven make.
Okay.
And I believe Phalora... I think Phalora bound herself into an hourglass that she always kept.
Okay. That's not what I was expecting, but sure.
We bound ourselves to items of importance.
Right.
As for the others, I do not know.
And how many are there that we're looking for?
7.
Whew. All right. Other than you or including you?
Including me.
Okay. Well, maybe once we find Fari and Phalora, they'll have an idea of what the others did.
Perhaps. If you find either of them, we will be able to communicate and perhaps piece our memories together.
Oh, that's good. All right. Well, if this is going to be harmful, I suppose I will bid you good night and go back to actual sleep.
Excellent. I think we can communicate, but not as frequently. Not without sizable danger to your non-elven consciousness.
I'm not entirely sure what that means, but I will take your word for it that this isn't healthy for me. I know that not getting as much sleep as I should is probably also not healthy for me, so uh thank you.
You're welcome.
Um Sword you isn't as easy to talk to and is really judgy. Um
Yes.
but it's been interesting uh meeting you.
Well, perhaps at some point we can meet in person.
Uh well, you're dead, aren't you?
No, I'm bound into the sword.
Oh, okay. 'Cause I'm trying very hard not to be dead, and the idea of meeting you that way seemed uh, not good.
Elves are extremely difficult to kill with any permanency.
Also, very good to know. Um, how long ago did you do this?
Oh,
Bind yourself to the sword, I mean.
several centuries at least.
Okay. I doubt that any of the human towns that are around now would have been around then.
I don't believe
Oh,
so.
um, are you aware of where we are right now on this island?
In only the vaguest sense.
We are down near the southern tip, aren't we, Chris?
Yes.
I don't have access. I don't to oh wait, I do. Never mind. We're near the southern part. Um and there's a port, although I'm not sure how long the port would have been there. We're 3 days from some mountains. Um are we on the southeastern side?
Kind of.
Okay.
Ye-
We're closer to the southeastern side of the mountain or of the island than any other part. Um, was there a town near here while you were still alive?
there were settlements here and there. We did not pay much attention to them. Our primary residence was near the volcano to the north.
Okay. Can you are you able to describe to me or show me where you had settlements down toward the southern part of the island?
I am afraid I cannot. Any settlements we had would have long since fallen to ruin.
Yes, that's sort of what I'm looking for.
There was one that may still be relatively intact. Was guarded by the tree folk along the western shore.
Okay, I haven't heard anyone out here talk about it yet, but that's good to know. We're we're looking for ruins or old settlements that might not be that might have been uh, taken over again by nature.
I'm sure there are many in the forests and the wildlands.
Yes. A little bit of a hint as to where to look would have been nice, but we'll keep in mind that there are tree folk to the west, or at least there were.
Yes, there was a small enclave of them on the eastern shore or western shore. We had set up a sort of refuge where our people could speak with them. It may still be relatively intact.
And then your primary town was near the volcano to the north.
Yes. There's a hidden plateau, a hidden valley ringed by volcanoes.
Okay. I will keep that in mind too. I haven't found anyone here who has an actual map of the island, despite how long and how many people have been sent here. Which seems a little strange at times, but
People like to keep their secrets.
yes, and quite a few of them are just struggling to get enough to eat and drink every day. So I can sort of understand why they aren't looking around themselves a bit more often. But knowing there are tree creatures, tree folk, is good. I think that's everything I can think of to ask you about right now. I'll see about saving up questions for talking to you in the future.
Okay.
Hopefully nothing is too dire between now and a few good nights sleep at least. How often do you think would be too dangerous?
She starts to fade out as you fall into actual sleep.
Oh. Okay.
For some of you, the night passes without incident.
Am I one of those people?
Yes. And Trevor, basically the way it works, if you're broken, if nobody tends to you, then in a D6 hours you recover 1 point of the attribute that broke you. So In the morning, because I rolled 5, as everybody else is starting to come to, you have recovered 1 point of strength and 1 point of agility.
Okay.
But yeah, you guys, when you guys get up, there's like a little trail of blood, kind of leading in the door of the inn to like where Caldi is kind of passed out on the floor,
Uh-oh.
bleeding. Well, it's probably scabbed over by now, but like a piercing wound to his cheek.
What did you do?
Okadai, can you help him?
First, I can press the rest.
Yes, everybody except for Caldi can press rest.
It's usually something I leave to Risen, but I can fix him. What happened?
Yeah, I got mugged.
Why did you leave the inn without me?
Didn't think once the demon was gone that there'd be something out there to mug me.
This town has no walls. Anything. A wild boar could have come through. Or that troll. Or random thing. By the way, there are tree folk, apparently, on this island. Over to the west.
I'm starting to think I'd like to go visit the West. Maybe that might be a good idea.
Well, Colby, if you get mugged by a boar, just warn me about that.
Do you know who mugged you? Did you see them?
Yeah, I know exactly who did it, and I kind of had it coming, so I'm not going to take revenge on them.
You had it coming?
Yeah, we all had
Wow.
lives before here, right?
You've actually met someone here that you used to know.
Probably more than one, but only one I've recognized so far.
I suppose you are old, aren't you?
I'm a spry 72. Which is apparently a little bit too old to get in a knife fight in the dark.
A little bit. Yes. It seems like a terrible idea.
Yeah,
How about you
I
don't
need a
do that
nap,
again?
and I need to wash up. So I'm glad you all are awake.
And as you're talking, Okatai kind of lays his hands on you and mends wounds and heals your critical injury.
Okay.
If you find more paper, I'll need a bit more to keep doing that.
And everybody can roll for their food and water.
Oh no.
The worst part of every game.
I am out of food, and my water went down too.
I am also out of food. I'm waiting for someone's green dye to disappear so I can find out my water. Oh, I still have water though.
Well, Waller, I suggest you replenish at the source in the village. We can actually fill a water here. But food, we'll have to find a solution.
Well, we could always go fishing.
Okadai, is any of the
Wanting
vegetables
to
in
go
the
fishing
field,
for a
are
while.
they? Is there anything left of the vegetables that we could gather up?
The field I checked up, nothing is saved. We cannot save anything from the field, but the ground can be worked back up. We just need a shovel and a pickaxe, and we could put the field back in order. Would take a bit of work, but I'm sure we can convince some people around here to help. And with a little work once a week, or once a year, depending on what we grow, we could get some food out of that. But yeah, we need a pickaxe and a shovel to work on that.
If you
Have
talk
to find some iron.
probably
And for each pickaxe and shovel, we could restart one field. I mean, at the same time, it's probably going to take about a month to put that back in order. I was wondering if I paid the smith for like a day or two of work, do you think he could repair the chainmail if we hire him instead of paying him for repairing the chainmail? I also need to have like 2 javelin made.
While I was asleep, the necklace is just a necklace.
Kind of what I thought.
Yeah.
It is worth 11 silver pieces, though.
Nice. We're two of the things we're going to be looking for eventually are an hourglass and a suit of elven armor. Once we do find those, though, the hourglass is small enough to be carried, as opposed to huge and on a wheel or something. Once we find more of these elvish items, Andra thinks that they'll be able to communicate with each other, and some more of their memories will come back to them. But she mentioned that the primary elvish town was in the north in a hidden valley surrounded by volcanoes. I tried to ask if she remembered where any of the villages or settlements were when she was still walking and not a sword. The only one she could remember, though, well enough to tell me where it sort of was a settlement on the west coast that was guarded by tree folk, which I thought meant tree people, mobile trees. But now that I'm awake and thinking about it, might have meant people who live in trees.
Yeah.
But
Walking trees, that sounds ridiculous.
I mean, I'd be equally okay with both.
I won't be able to ask her things for a while, though. I need to get real sleep, apparently.
Your mind is human and fragile.
Yeah, that's what she said too. And it would be kind of nice to get a night's sleep without muttering loud enough that I wake myself up.
I overheard him.
Desi, I would like to propose a trade.
Oh?
Trade. Simple trade.
Desi will look at him kind of suspiciously, like, I don't know if I want to trade anything that you've got your hands on, because the only thing I know about really is the book. I don't want the book. That thing's creepy. What kind of trade? Are you going to trade me something for food? Because I would really like to have food in case we're out overnight or something.
I will simply give you food for nothing.
Well, that's a good trade too, for me. What
No,
would you like to trade?
I will give you dice with food.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it greatly. Thanks. What did you really want to trade though?
Well, I'm curious, and I would like you to spend a day carrying my book while I spend a day carrying your sword.
Oh, I think that would be a terrible plan.
I don't think so.
Why don't you think so? Brith doesn't like you to begin with. Why do you think you would want to carry her judgmental self around?
Understand that your sword and I have more in common than you and it does. Yes.
No doubt. I'm an ordinary human, and you are not. And neither is it.
I am an elf, and so is the sword.
But it doesn't like you.
Doesn't have to like me. It just needs to sit there quietly.
Oh, see, it's not very good at that sometimes.
I agree. However, the question is whether you have the strength of will to give up your sword, or if I have the strength of will to give up my book. Or if either one of these artifacts are influencing us. It's a very good test, I think.
So, I know what Brith does, more or less. Your book doesn't just occasionally talk to you during the day, does it?
It does not.
Doesn't talk to you in your dreams?
I wouldn't listen to it if it does.
Is that a warning that I shouldn't listen to it if I still have it tonight? Or is that just you've never noticed it talk to you?
Yes.
It's not helpful.
I'm curious if you can give up the sword.
I think so. I mean, I was able to peace bond it, and it didn't, it didn't complain. It's a bit surprising. I'm I'm less worried about giving up the sword than I am about carrying that book.
Very well. I'll keep the book. Give me the sword.
I don't think you having both is a good idea. I don't think they would get along very well.
You're making this very complicated.
I'm worried. I don't want to suddenly find myself standing in a weird diagram shouting words I don't understand. Your book isn't going to make me do something, is it? Because
You watch his eyes kind of look to the skies, thinking, like,
that expression is also not reassuring. That expression is less reassuring the longer you do it.
I'm mostly certain that the book will not harm you.
Mostly. I'm a little concerned about the book making me harm the rest of you.
I'm a bit concerned about the sword harming the rest of us as well.
Fair. That is very understandable.
So I suggest a trade. You carry mine, I'll carry yours for a short time. I'm more interested to see if they'll let us make this trade.
Okay. I don't. Are we gonna trade back before tonight when I sleep? Because I really don't want to have this book while I'm asleep.
I'll have the book when night comes.
And I'll have the sword back.
He's
Great.
opening the gate.
Okay. Do you think that like Onata will or Onda? Oh, I really didn't sleep well last night. Do you think that Andra will talk to you in your dreams if you have the sword? I mean, she might. You are an elf. And I am definitely not.
Dizzy, you're a human.
Very.
You are young and fragile. And I'm only concerned. Yes, I know.
I'm one of those two things.
You are both of those things. You are. And there's nothing to be ashamed about. It's part of who you are. I'm concerned that this sword may be influencing you. And I would like to help you, if you will allow me.
Yes. I understand that. I did some things with the sword that I did not plan to do. That is, that's very understandable. We can trade. My concern with trading, because I'm also kind of curious if you can actually let the book out of your sight, given some of the things you've said about it before, and how attached you were to it when you first got it.
If you would prefer, you could give the sword to Ogatai.
No. I would
Or
be...
Colby.
Goldie couldn't pick it up.
No reason to be rude.
I'm not...
I'm having a bad day already.
It's taller than you are. I'm not being rude. It would just be really kind of comical. No, I'm all in favor of a trade. It's just your book. Your book's a little scary, Trustius, and I don't really want to be asleep with it in my room, with me alone with
Honestly,
it.
it makes a lot of sense that you don't take possession of the book. It's better that you just give up the sword to somebody. I proposed the trade because I thought it would make you feel more comfortable.
It does make me feel more comfortable because I am worried about you in the book. I'm surprised you don't sleep on it, quite honestly.
Yeah, pass me the book for the night then.
The
I
book
don't
is
think
also
so.
the book. You can use it as a mattress because you both the right size. I didn't sleep a lot last night, so yeah, I'll apologize now. No, I'm all in favor of the trade. I'm just not keen on being asleep with it. Makes sense, right? Back me up, Caldy. That makes sense, right?
This
Do
whole
you wanna
conversation made me nervous, so
Do you? Yeah. Would you want to sleep with a book next to you?
I'm pretty sure for me the book is just a book and the sword is just a sword. I haven't got any of that weird stuff that happens with you guys.
I didn't either until I picked up Brieth. And then the weirdness sort of came to me. But yes, let's trade and maybe if you have a nap this afternoon, Andra will talk to you. And maybe Briath won't try to kill you in your sleep.
All right, so Chris, Trestius will attempt to take the book out of his pack,
Okay.
and he's not going to give it to her. He's going to set it at her feet.
Okay. Yep. No problem.
I'll take the sheath off my belt, still leave it peace bonded, and I will actually pass it to Trestius.
Okay. Trustius, it feels heavy.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, Trestius is pretty strong, right?
But yes, it feels more than you think a sword should.
You're right. I don't think it likes me.
I'll pick up the book.
Okay. The book is fine.
Okay.
Now we have two things to look into. One, we need to determine a way to keep this settlement alive. Income. Research the area. The other is Coley was mugged by someone in this area, and that vexes me.
I wasn't a big fan of it either. But
Yeah.
we'll let me take care of this one.
Are you sure?
It's
That
not
is-
a dinosaur. It's not a troll. It's not a demon. It's not a dragon. It's a guy who got in the wrong side. We got on the wrong side with each other several years back, and he's still holding a grudge.
Isn't that
So-
what you paid me for?
He didn't kill me, and he probably wanted to. So I'm giving him a little bit of a credit here, but I mean, that's the one credit. If he steps over the line again, believe me, I will call upon you all to thrash the life out of him.
Can we agree that you won't be going snooping out at night in the village then?
Absolutely not. But I'll try to bring Desi next time.
That
There
would
might
be
be
a
some
better
more
idea.
people that don't like me. Who knows?
I mean, I don't really mind getting paid for not doing my job, but it does make me feel a little.
More importantly, has anybody got any food?
I
think
just
I'm-
got some from Trustius.
I think I'm gonna go fishing.
I'm gonna go
Uh,
wash up and nap.
Justice, do you think you can use the kitchen in the inn to cook whatever I can fish up?
I expect so. If we can get something to cook.
I'll go fishing so we can have something to cook. We can check up with the blacksmith if he has the material to make a pickaxe and a shovel that would allow us to have people start working on a garden that could help us stay alive.
I can check in with him. We've had
If you
fairly
want-
good things. I'm a little worried that wasn't he married to the mayor?
No.
Nah,
Okay. Whew.
he was his like second in command, but not that close.
All right. That's good because I completely misread their relationship, I guess.
Okay, so I'm gonna go fishing. Go talk to the blacksmith, see if he's willing to make us like a shovel pickaxe. If we can hire him for a day or two to repair the chainmail that I got and make me like two javelin out of darkwood, that'd be great. If you can try to see if he's willing to be hired for a couple of days to work for us. And for the rest of you, I don't know. I'm gonna start by getting us food, and Trestius can cook it this afternoon. For the rest,
All right. How many of these fields do we need to keep?
I would at least turn one into a field to grow some grains. It's gonna pay us like just once a year, but at least it's gonna give us some grain, and we can make some bread that we can use for travel ration. And at least one garden, maybe two if we can.
All right.
Because all we need to do that is shovels and pickaxe. If we have just one shovel and one pickaxe, it's gonna take a month for like for two people to do it. But if we have multiple pickaxe and shovel, we could start the gardens and the field at the same time. We don't necessarily need three of each, but like the more the better. Does that make sense for all of you?
Mm-hmm.
I think we should start with the garden as it's gonna give us vegetable like now, and the field afterward because it's gonna give us grain like in autumn, like in a long
For
time.
making bread over the winter.
Yep.
I don't
But
know
if we,
much about this kitchen magic you people do, but I know a little bit.
if everything was if we have two shovel and two pickaxe, I'd start working on two garden and then two field the month after.
I'll
So
see
we
what he
can
says.
good. I'll go fishing, try to get some food for Drestius to make.
Okay, perfect.
Uh,
So for the morning then, Caldy, you're sleeping.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Is the javelin something I can ask Drestius to make with Bowyer, or is that a smith thing?
Uh,
Probably Smith.
it is Smith.
Okay. And could I make a holy symbol for myself at some point? Like, not like right now I'm going fishing, but it's one of my spell component is a holy symbol. I was wondering if I can make one for myself.
Uh,
I'd give you one of those.
yeah. You would need a little bit of iron and a smith to make a
Okay.
holy symbol, or it's 1 silver. Caldy could pull it out of his pack.
Yeah, what kind do you want?
Oh, it would mean more to me if it was like from my religion.
All right. Just give it a description. I'll dig around through here.
Picky.
I'll make you a little drawing, and you can see if you can find that somewhere.
All right. That cost me 1 willpower. You have your holy symbol.
Yeah.
You're still, yeah,
I like to think Caldy pulls out a bunch of holy symbols, like one of those, like
that's right.
those tchotchke salesmen outside the airports.
This guy? No, not this one. How about this one?
Yep. And
You
once
want to
I'm
buy
done,
the letter I?
once I'm done with the fishing, I'll probably try to make a bit more parchment so I can work on getting you still alive and not dead.
Okay.
For healing. So let's go fishing.
Okay. Perfect. So Okatai is fishing. Caldy is sleeping. What is Trustius doing in the morning?
If I can, I'm going to train the Smith talent with the Smith.
Okay. Yes, he can actually teach you, so you don't need to make the wits roll. You just need to spend the XP when you get a chance to rest.
Oh, by the way, while I rested, I raised my harpooner talent.
Okay. And what is Desi doing this morning?
I'm going to talk to Keys.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be part of. But is there anything that you want to do that will take up like the whole morning for the quarter day?
I am determined to try to learn Path of the Blade.
Okay.
So maybe her problem, maybe my problem was that I had a blade that didn't want me to learn it. And now that Trustius is holding that and I'm lugging around a heavy book, maybe it'll go better. just using a regular blade instead of one that has its own intentions.
All right. So yeah, so you go over to talk to Keys. He's like puttering around. The smithy's not really doing much right now.
Hmm.
He does have the forge like stoked up though. Oh, morning.
Hello there. How are you today?
Oh, a bit of a headache. Weird ass dreams last night. I made a lot of stuff foggy, but your little friend there said there was some sort of influence over the village, and you guys stopped it. So
Yes, we did.
Hmm.
Uh,
can't trust goddamn magic.
hmm.
Hide the book behind her back.
Really depends on where the magic comes from, I think.
No, it doesn't.
In other news, I have our group is interested in purchasing some items or having you work to make them.
Oh, yeah, sure. Maybe get my
Um,
my mind working again.
Sometimes hard physical labor is helpful that way.
Yeah.
We're looking for 2 shovels and 2 pickaxes to make sure that the fields and gardens can still be tended. And we're looking to have chainmail repaired and 2 javelins made out of dark wood.
I don't even know what the hell that is, but I assume it's some sort of wood, and you really just need me to like make the head for it.
Yes, it's a wood. It's poisonous wood. That's all I know about it. I'm not a javelin person either.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got some scrap iron around here that I could use. Get some tools together.
Where do you normally get your iron?
Oh,
We've heard of hunters, and we know that there are people tilling the fields, and occasionally people go fishing. Are there miners in the town?
no. I mean, well, maybe if you asked around. And he points over to like this, this basically this piece of like slag metal. Is like, that there. That used to be a sword that a bandit tried to skewer me with.
Okay.
Uh,
So it's basically the weapons that people attack the town with.
yeah, I mean, if we don't need them or if they're too dinged up to repair, just melt them down, turn them into something more useful.
That makes an enormous amount of sense.
And waste not, want not, right?
That's yes. Speaking of wasting and wanting, you had been working on a set of chainmail.
Oh yeah, up there on the wall.
How much was it again?
Oh, for that. Oh. A couple of gold.
Okay.
Well, the price came down.
I'll keep dreaming about it then.
Alright, so what is it you wanted? A couple of shovels, a couple of pickaxes,
Yes.
a couple of javelins.
It was 2 shovels, 2 pickaxes, 2 javelins, and repaired chainmail.
Yeah, I could do that for you. Probably take me about better part of a week.
Okay. We will keep making sure everyone here stays alive. And find some things to pay people with.
Excellent. Speaking of,
Yes.
how soon do you want me to get to work on these things?
Oh, today?
Alrighty.
You need, about a silver to get started?
Sure.
Okay. She will give him 2 to get him working for the next 2 days.
Okay.
Well, I have a few silver. If it's gonna take him a week for all of that, we can pay him for a week.
It's going to take him 5 days to get everything done.
And it's 1 silver a day.
It is 1 silver a day for him.
Good. We can pay him for that. We have the money, Desi.
Okay, well, Desi's only got 7 silver left on her. I will give him the other 3.
Okay.
And then I'll just get back. I'll let Okutai know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm fishing on the next to the forge, next to the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can come see me. I'll give you the silver.
I'll just yell over. I'm paying him now. You can pay me back.
Okay, good. Don't scare the fish.
Alright. So Trustius, you don't need to make a roll to learn smithing. You can just kind of pay attention as Keys is doing his thing. And yeah, and he's happy to have like an extra pair of hands, and kind of shows you the basics of like, you know, how to basically shape something and how to quench it and how to bang it into shape and all that.
Cool.
And Okutai, for fishing, you can give me a survival roll.
Yes. I have the line and hooks.
Okay, perfect. That'll be a +1 gear die.
Oh, it's gear die. Just to put the thing in the right place.
That's a lot of dice.
Well, survival is kind of my thing.
Alright, so during the morning, Caldy, you sleep so you can hit your rest button.
Okay.
I can only push if I didn't get enough success, not to get more fish.
If it's something where more successes is better, you can push it.
I'm gonna try pushing it because we need more than 2 unit of food.
Okay. Alright,
We
there
want
you
to
go.
be able to leave at any point. We need more food.
Perfect. Alright. So Okutai, you get 3 fish, and I'm gonna need Desi to make a witch roll as she practices with her sword.
I'm gonna replenish my water at the source too.
Okay. I need his AFK.
When I'm done fishing, I'm gonna leave 2 units of darkwood at the forge for the javelin.
Okay, perfect.
Just give him basic instruction and don't stab yourself with it.
Don't stab it. Okay. I will not stab myself with it.
I mean,
Lick the wood.
the wood. If you get a splinter, you'll get a bit groggy. Good for hunting big prey, though.
Excellent. It's just getting something to drink.
It's fine.
Do we plan on going adventuring today, or do we want to like do a full day of preparation and then leave tomorrow?
So it makes sense for us to start exploring as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Just from XP.
Yeah, but my point is, we do the full day in the village, and in the morning we leave. Try to go exploring a bit north. Try to find some source of iron, or we go back to the starting village to see if they want to trade with anything. But I think I'd be more willing to go north to look for iron or for anything. What do you think?
I don't think going back to the starting village is a good idea.
Well, I'd rather find someone else to trade with, honestly.
Oh, for sure.
So going toward the inside of the island, we know there's another village in the north, so we can go scouting that way. We might find a source of iron. We might find other things of interest. So
Anita, you can give me a witch roll for Desi.
Okay, just a sec.
There you go. So the next time you rest or sleep, you can spend XP.
Excellent.
So the morning passes. Kaldi, you get some rest. Okata, you catch some fish. Trusius, you get the basics of smithing. So the next time you rest or sleep, you can spend XP. Desi, you've started getting this down with the sword. Being offensive instead of defensive.
Maybe it was the weird blade.
Bringing us to the afternoon.
do we want us? I have 3 fish for you, just to look at cooking. I could go fish another quarter day. Do you want to wait? Do you want to wait for us to have more fish to start cooking, or how do you want to do that? And yeah, company could be good.
More is better.
Well, we can let you do whatever this afternoon, and tonight you cook all this so we can leave tomorrow morning. Does that make sense?
That's what you want to do, yeah.
Well, I'm open to other suggestion, but I think we should scout around.
Is there a reason we shouldn't leave tomorrow?
No, it makes sense to have food first. Then we should take a look.
Maybe we can find a source of iron, another village to trade or something.
Or Keys mentioned that what he has done in the past is take the weapons and armor of the bandits who have attacked and just melts them down to reuse them.
So if we find a bandit camp, it's count as a source of iron. Good.
Well, that's what they've been doing so far, which might be why there aren't a lot of weapons in town. Or
the last bandit we got had like pikes out of wood and slings and stuff. So clearly, not everyone has metal around here.
no, but someone apparently does.
Yep. So if we find some trouble, it can be good for our materials too.
All right, so Okata is fishing again. Desi, you're helping.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Trusius, what are you doing for the afternoon?
Oh man, I don't really have anything I need to do.
You could just rest and then you could spend your XP.
Yeah, I might as well.
Right. Perfect. Kaldi, what are you doing in the afternoon?
I think I'll go help fish. I want to be around the powerful people.
Perfect. So Okata, you can give me another fishing roll with a +2 bonus from the help.
Let's go fishing. Did I roll anything?
You got 2 successes.
Okay, because I cannot see it.
Okay.
Did I get any skull on that one?
No.
I'm gonna push it. Can
Okay.
you push it for me?
Okay.
Because for some reason it doesn't appear.
All right. Only 2 fish today, and a little bit frustrated as she took a point of damage to wits.
Well, had a bit more bite this morning. Guess the fish are more corruptive in the morning. But it's 5 fish. And get some food out of that.
Oh, I need. No, I don't need to actually roll anything in this, right?
Nope.
Okay. Too many games. Too many game systems.
So
Well,
many-
So many game systems.
All of us 3 are just sitting in a little boat fishing, talking.
Evening falls. What would you guys like to do for the evening?
I'll leave the fish at the kitchen for them to be cooked. The rest just want to work on that.
Okay.
And I gonna sit with a light and try to work on a parchment.
Okay. And I assume Trustius is cooking.
Yep.
What would Desi and Culdy like to do?
I'm going to get myself a new sling, so I'm armed again.
Okay. Right. And what would Desi like to do?
Caldig, are you going anywhere dangerous?
Not tonight.
Good. In that case, I'm going to walk around the village and kind of do a patrol.
Okay. Right. So basically, every quarter day that the inn is staffed, you can turn a dozen meat or vegetables into food. So, in the evening, you can cook up all of the fish, turn it into rations. So that'll give 5 dice worth of rations to be distributed.
Very good, because I have no rations.
So that'd be a dice for everybody.
Yep. I think Ryzen's okay though. So he's as long as he stays here at the village. So.
I think anyone was out of food.
I was out of food.
I won't take any from that stash. Because I'm still at the D10 food.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
We can give
I-
like 2 to Colby.
I'll take 1. That'll get me to a D8.
Yeah, that gets me to a D8 as well. Still at D6 water, if that's a concern.
You can fill your water up here. So
At the
What's
source,
that filled up considered, like D10?
D12.
Oh, I will do that too then. That'll make it much.
Perfect. And then a lore roll from Okatai for the scroll.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So you got a scroll.
Nice.
So yeah, the evening passes. The smell of like fresh frying fish, and the scribble of quill on parchment. It's a pleasant evening. It's been probably the best day you guys have had in quite a while. The weather was decent. It wasn't raining. Nothing tried to kill you. You got some food. It's like this kind of like semi-retired settlement life.
That's why getting back home gives you willpower, eh?
That is why going back home gives you willpower. Nighttime. I assume people are sleeping.
I would think so.
Yes. Although, Are we trading back?
Oh yeah,
Christos?
yeah, for sure.
Good. Just, I don't want to. Oh, it feels different sleeping in a room here with the book and sleeping in the owl bear cave back home, quote unquote home. We should probably at some point move our stuff here too and take over one of the houses.
I'll be in the attic.
Okay, good talk.
Yeah, we have a few things in the owlbear cave that we should organize an expedition to bring back here,
Hmm.
like our tents. And a bit of materials that could be nice to bring back.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think we can assume we're gonna work from this place from now on.
I kind of want to meet the tree people.
I mean, I kind of want to, and I kind of don't. So, Chris, how much was it XP for the
first rank?
Blade? Yes,
3.
thank you.
All right. Assuming nobody does anything, night passes.
Nice.
And you guys wake up to a cold spring downpour.
Glad we're not sleeping outside.
Everybody can roll for their food and water. So don't bother rolling for your water because you can fill it before you leave.
I'm glad you gave me that extra.
Ignore that map. Click the wrong one. But as the rain is beating down and it is cold and it is miserable, it's like when you're caught out in like that like early March rain.
Ugh. Oh, this is horrible. But at least we weren't sleeping outside.
So, where would you guys like to go?
Do we want to get our stuff back from the cave, or do we just go exploring?
I think it's best that we understand what's around us.
Yeah, I agree. We have been north in one direction. I'd go north in the other side, if that makes any sense.
Makes sense to me. Head northeast. Get that hex. Get that XP.
Okay, perfect. So I am going to need everybody to give me an endurance roll.
Won't be long, just reloading my page.
All right, perfect. So despite the downpour, like it is wet and it is miserable. It's the sort of wet where like the ground starts to turn to mud and you're like your shoes fill with water and like your stockings get wet. Everything is just drenched. But you guys persevere and push on. I am going to need a lead the way roll at -2
Nice.
and a scouting roll at -1.
I assume I'm gonna lead the way.
Yeah, I think that's you and then Caldy.
What do I give a help?
No, you're scouting at -1.
Can somebody slide me in to lead the way? I can click for the roll, but I cannot move my token.
I do not think I will push. I've been pushing too hard today.
-2.
-2 for the lead the way. All right, so no mishaps.
Not bad.
I'm really thinking about taking the talent that when I lead the way, I rest.
It's a great talent.
I love it.
My ranger is like so like fully healed like all the time because I'm like, oh, lead the way.
I'll just go thrack and it's gonna be fine.
So as you guys start to come into this more hilly area, you do see this is the trail that leads down to that first village that also leads up into the swamps where they get their tar from for their tar pits. And they did tell you in the swamps along that road, be careful of Saurians. So you can assume that there are Saurians someplace over there to the west. But so far, so good. And you guys can choose to, for the rest of the rest of this quarter day, you can either explore the hex that you're in to see if there's anything worthwhile, or you can push on into another hex.
I think we want to explore the X we're traveling into.
I would think so.
Yeah, I would think so.
I mean, that's the goal, right? Just to understand what's around us.
Yes. Exploring, is that a survival or a scouting roll?
No, it's me rolling on a chart.
Oh, when we explore, you roll on a chart. Okay.
Yeah, it's an optional book.
Ah, nice.
All right, surveying for valuable features. Oh, it is a scouting roll. So scouting roll at -1.
That would be me again.
I really need to raise my scouting. But yeah, for that one, I think it's you.
All right. So yeah, as you guys start to like fan out and go through this kind of hilly area, kind of like, okay, this is the trail. If we go that way, it takes us back to Tenora. If we go that way, that leads into the swamps and the tar pits and probably Saurians. Hills are sometimes mining areas, maybe. And as you start to take a look around, you come across, and Caldy spots it first. There's like 6 dead humanoids, various kin, like a human, an orc, probably the first dwarf that you've seen, all dead, kind of scattered around this little clearing type area, kind of on the edge of where the hills lead into the swamp.
We find back a scouting party.
That sounds like loot and a trap.
I'm more concerned about what killed them.
A little bit.
I'm concerned that what kills them is still around.
As you look over the bodies, they look like they've been savaged, like some sort of beast has torn them asunder.
Tooth, claw, do we know?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
All of the edgy part.
Alrighty then. That's not good. Well,
And
can you poke around the ground to make sure we aren't going to fall in a pit or something if we try to get near them?
well, since Cully got like a success on his scouting roll, you don't see any signs of a trap or anything. You do see some very large reptilian prints in the mud. Probably about 3 human handspans wide.
Uh,
I'm
I'm
curious.
gonna remember to use my bonus for any ambushes we get in this time.
I'm curious to see if anything was taken from them, either possession or meat. Like, have they been eaten, or is their stuff been taken away, or have they just been
Nope.
savaged?
There's some like junk rolling around. Some of it is like broken. It looks like, you know, in the ensuing rumble, like things got stepped on, snapped, so on and so forth. But it doesn't look like anything was taken. As for being eaten, yes, there are. It looks like on some of them, specifically kind of the intestine area, the gut area has been like ripped out of them. One of them has like some intestines like just kind of splayed out, but look like they've been torn out of the body and partially eaten. But yes, these things have been savaged by some wild creature and eaten, at least partially.
I'm less concerned with spilled intestines and more concerned with wealth laying around.
I'm more concerned about this intestines than I am about the wealth.
To
You
each their
guys
own.
have you guys handle your sides of the problems. I'll handle my sides of the problems.
All right. So as you're kind of looking around, you do find a crossbow, a broken crossbow.
That could be worth repairing.
Yep, they're not cheap.
And I can fix it.
Even better.
You do find 2 daggers.
I am going to take a dagger, so I have a second weapon for when people stab me in the middle of the night.
It is the crossbow is a light crossbow.
Stop going out in the middle of the night.
We both know that's not happening.
There's like 2 broken halves of a sword.
I mean, that could be metal.
Light crossbows cost 24 silver. That's a lot of willpower.
The broken sword we could smelt at the forge.
You could probably smelt it down into metal again.
It's metal. We don't have much of that.
Each of the bodies does have some leather armor if you want to peel it off. In many cases, the armor's been like just torn apart.
Well, I mean, that armor didn't seem to do them much good. Would it really be effective for us?
You do find assorted coins totaling 14 silver.
Can I take back 5 of that for my trip to the smithy?
Yeah, I was going to
Absolutely.
give it to you, so yeah.
Excellent.
In fact, you can get my share.
Your share.
Yeah. I mean, part of my share would go to you anyway,
Oh, okay then.
because I'm paying you.
Yes. Well, figure out what that would be out of the 9 left. Adding, subtracting thing.
Right now, I cannot add the broken sword to my sheet, but I've taken a note.
I can still carry 2 pounds of stuff, so
I can
that would
carry
actually-
2 pounds and maybe 2 more because I left the broken chainmail at the forge. Just
right.
inventory management is hard for me right now.
Yeah.
Gotta learn how to pack.
I did learn how to pack. That's why I can carry 2 extra pounds. of
That's
stuff.
right.
We had a master class. Everybody learned to pack.
And as you guys are kind of like looking over and gathering up the stuff, you hear a tremendous roar from deeper into the woody swamps.
Time to go. Or do we want to try to?
Yeah, that was the question. Are we hunting or are we avoiding that thing? It's down close to the village.
I'm not going to be helped with the fight, but I do want to kind of do my best to memorize these people's faces in case they are the missing hunting party.
Okay.
I mean, I'm willing to hunt that thing because it's really close to the village, so it could just go hunt in the village.
that is a smart move to get away, scare off or kill off the major predators around our hunting grounds.
And it will allow more prey to appear around here, making it easier to hunt. But I mean, he has announced his presence. He's over there. So I'd rather get the jump on him than him getting the jump on us.
Yeah, that's true.
But I live my life as a hunter, so you tell me what we need to do. Might not be as wise as I think.
Let's go kill it.
Best case scenario, Trish just got to use something to use against our enemy.
Okay, let's go. See how bad this can get.
Go kill a dinosaur.
Mm.
I mean, that's leather for new armor. That's meat.
It is maybe meat. We'll see.
Predator, it's always a tough.
Either it's meat or we are. I will.
You can have my entire share of that one.
Okay. Yeah, it's a silver and 8 copper each.
This was 14 silver.
It was 14 silver. Then Desi took her 5 silver out.
Yep.
And
So
then
that's nine silver.
9. Yep, 9 goes down to 1 silver, 8 copper when it's for the 5 of us.
Right.
That's assuming that we are paying Risen and we aren't paying the orc. Since I assume the orc is back at home.
He is your guard.
Yeah.
Well, I'll try to bring him back some stuff from traveling, like souvenir and money and stuff, to make sure you stay a guard and a friend.
Just 1 second here, just. Right. So following the trail of this thing is not difficult, and as you do, you do see periodically other dead creatures, not just the humanoids that you found, but you see like an alligator that's been bitten in half. You know, some uprooted trees moved out of the way as if something large has just kind of moved through.
I'm feeling less good about this all the time.
Well, let's try to get a peek at it, and we can make a more advisable judgment.
We'll see what we think once we get our eyes on it.
All right, and as you start to approach, you can see kind of through the trees this large, like sinuous shape moving. And whoever is worst at stealth can give me a stealth check.
Probably gonna be me. I mean, it really doesn't matter what my stealth is. My dice are worse than everyone else's. I've got a 4.
I got a 4.
I got a 6.
Sneaky little thing. And we know that Caldy's far stealthier than the rest of us.
Not really. My stealth is 3.
Oh.
It's my scouting
but-
that's decent.
What's your
What-
agility?
Okay, go.
What's your agility?
No, my stealth is 3, counting the agility.
Oh. Oh.
So I'm the
Wow.
worst.
Why the hell are you going to go by yourself?
You got bonus stealthing in the dark.
Goblins are super stealthy in the dark.
Well, being the worst, I made the roll.
Whew.
And since I have no willpower right now, I will push it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I figured that was happened, but I needed willpower.
So as you guys are sneaking up on this thing, you know, Caldy like catches his foot on a root, and like, you know, lets out this like slightly girlish scream because for a moment it feels like something grabbed you. And you guys kind of through the woods. Yeah. You see, like, one set of beady reptilian eyes kind of glaring at you out of the woods. And then a second set. Then a third
Uh-oh.
set.
Oh, fuck.
Uh-oh.
Then a fourth set. Then a
Oh,
fifth
Caldy.
set.
We might be fucked. How large are they? Like, are they all at about the same height? Or
Roughly, and they're fairly close together.
how high?
Probably 9-10 feet off the ground.
So all I have to do is get 12 feet off the ground.
I'd go for 14 or 16. Like, we must
Out
be
of
able
arm's
to swing
reach.
that up.
You think Caldy knows how big a foot is? Only if he's measuring cloth.
Oh. Well, we've fought worse odds. We've fought off more than 5 at a time.
Okay.
We'll be fine. Since I can't see the actual body. Initiative?
Initiative.
Those are some awfully big numbers.
Those are some big numbers.
Holy cow.
I mean, trading's not going to matter, so.
Okay. So it goes first.
I mean, we didn't like Caldy that much.
Well,
Caldy's
he's
one of the most
behind
entertaining
you,
characters
so-
I've ever played, but yeah, he's lived longer than I thought he was going to.
Holy shit!
Oh, it's
That
not
moved.
Raptor. There's just one body.
That moved
Yeah.
a lot.
So this thing comes barreling out of the woods, and it's all neck and heads and like sinewy body and tail. And you realize that all 5 of the heads are attached to a singular body.
What is
Into the water.
that?
That is a hydra.
Yes, I know. But Desi is yelling out since it knows we're here. What is that?
One of those
Oddly
things where you
enough,
chop one head off, it grows 2 more.
We didn't have
Aim
any
for
of
the
these in
liver.
the village where I grew up. Ugh.
I have a question for its charge. Is it getting in near distance from me?
Yes.
I would like to react to it going to near distance from me and stab it. I mean, if I have the ability, might as well use it.
Yeah.
So it's combat. I need
Yep.
to.
Oh, man, it moved that fast and it's still attacked?
Yep.
Ugh.
Movement of 2.
Yep.
It's the first time you guys have fought a creature with an actual movement speed.
Yeah.
I want a movement speed.
Sir.
Oh, and I forgot I got an artifact dice on that. I don't know how much dice I got because I cannot see it. Artifact
2 and
dice
2.
is a D8,
It's a D8. Yeah.
so I'm just gonna roll the additional artifact dice.
Ooh, 2 more successes. So that's going to be 4 damage.
And it's the Darkwood Spear. So poison.
Right. 3 damage comes through. It will roll endurance against the poison.
God, that was a lot of dice.
It does not care about the poison.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah.
Have a lot of its own poison if I remember the myths right.
But it does take some damage from the spear. It takes 3.
So many dice.
So many days.
That over there. Okay. So that was the Hydra on 3. Hydra goes again on 3.
Oh no.
Scream! Everybody within near takes 1 point of damage to its wits.
Who takes the damage to its wits?
Everyone within near range, so everybody.
Ah,
Yeah.
As it lets out like this echoing scream.
Oh no.
And then it and Desi go on 4.
Oh God. Okay. I am going to attack with Brieth
Okay.
because she's a better sword.
Okay.
And I have a question about my Path of the Blade.
Yep.
I put the phrasing in the Discord. Do I have to spend the willpower point so that its armor has no effect against my attack, or does it just always not have any effect against my attack?
No, you spend 1 willpower to ignore all of the creature's armor.
Okay, I will be doing that.
And you can do that after I roll the armor.
Okay,
So if I roll shit, you can be like, I'm going to save the willpower.
excellent. Okay.
Wish I had an Ankylosaurus to trick into charging it.
Oh,
So there we go.
I mean, we can go get him. Right? Just,
Well, okay, you go get him. I'll wait here until you get back.
right.
Deal?
So it's going to be 3 damage. His armor soaked 1. You can spend the willpower or not as you choose.
I will spend the willpower. I would also like to find a weakness in its armor or natural armor.
Yeah, that's
Like,
what
or is that not something I can convey? That's
yeah,
what that does.
that's what that does.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yes, I would like to ignore its armor.
Okay. All right. So with that, the one of the heads that that Yokatai or Okatai poked with his spear, you would cut it off.
Okay. Does it stay off?
Is that good?
Do 2 heads replace it?
Okay, the good news is the head that was going on initiative 4 just got cut off.
Okay.
The 2 new heads that show up, they'll go on initiative 6 and 9.
oh,
Are called shots a thing? Can we only attack the body?
No, you cannot. So on 6, it is going to go twice.
Oh no.
Can we do a lore check or something to know how to deal with that shit?
It is a slow action, yes.
Good. I guess I'll have to do that.
Yes, please.
Oh, I'm rolling like crap. It tries to claw at Desi because she's within arm's length, but it fails.
Good.
Oh, and the tail strike also fails.
Excellent.
I am rolling crap. So that'll bring us to Okatai on 7.
I'm gonna use my slow action to make a lore check to try to know what we do with that shit.
All right.
Because if it's just keep popping head, we're not going out of this life.
Mm.
So lore check.
Alrighty. So you're, oh shit. I've heard of this. And then yes, it is a Hydra. Basically each head has its own strength rating. It gets as many attacks as it has heads, each one with its own initiative. If the strength reaches 0, 2 new heads grow in the place, unless the severed head is seared by fire, which requires a torch or something similar, and a move roll as a slow action. So you need to have a lit torch, and then it's a slow action. More importantly, from what the limited amount that Okatai knows, Hydras have never been seen to breed, but the general belief is that the beasts bifurcate when they get 6 or more heads.
Oh, shit. They dumatose us.
There's a story that you remember one of your druidic masters telling you about seeing a Hydra in a swamp that had 5 heads, tore off its own head, grew 2 new ones, and then split into 2.
That's terrible.
Okay. I guess I'm not gonna be able to scream all that. But I'm at least gonna scream that we need to burn the stump after we cut a head or it's gonna split. And if it gets too much head, we're gonna get 2 of those things. And I'm gonna use a fast action to unsheath a torch.
Okay.
In my secondary hand, because of ambidextrous, I can unsheath 2 weapons.
Okay, perfect.
So, spear in one hand, torch in the other.
Okay. And the Hydra on 7. Ooh, acid spit. Somebody within near. Well, everybody's in near, and there are 4 of you.
Can I parry that?
You cannot.
Can I dodge it?
Nope, but Kuldi can.
Why
The move
can't I?
roll, right?
It is a move roll. Alright. So the good news is you only take 2 points of acid damage.
I only can take 2 points, right?
Yep.
So how bad the others get hit?
Alright. So as you guys are facing this thing, and Okatai yells out about the fire and pulls out a torch, and one of the heads just kind of rears back and throws this gob of acidic spit like over Desi's head, splattering all over Kuldi, and you guys smell his flesh melting as he drops to the ground.
That go to a strength or agility?
Goes to strength.
Old man flesh.
Oh man, stink.
You're never gonna be cleaner than that.
I need my non-typical critical injury table.
So I can only parry damage that's being done with a weapon, correct?
And many monster attacks can't actually be parried.
Oh,
They specify whether you can or not.
because I have like different things for parrying and dodging, so that's why I was wondering.
But generally speaking, monster attacks can't be dodged or can't be parried. They'll specify whether they can. Okay. So, just so you're aware, the acid damage is lethal, with a lethality of a d6 days.
We still have some time to save him.
That will bring us to Trustius and the last Hydra attack on 9.
Good God. Fire's good, right?
Yep.
So if I boil his blood so they break into flames, that'd be good.
I assume it would.
Okay. How far can I move on minor?
You can move one zone.
What? I want to move more. Okay, I'll move one zone here.
Okay.
I'll trigger my dagger that I enchanted to give me 6 willpower.
Okay.
That I have to use next round, and that would be my round.
Kuldi. Kuldi continues to bubble and hiss and gurgle.
Oh no.
I mean, I could heal him, but that would just make his life terrible. But I probably should. Still probably should.
The Hydra.
Pick him up and throw him farther away or something. He's little.
So one Hydra head is going to bite at Desi.
Can I dodge?
You can try to dodge it, yes.
Okay, but I can't parry it.
You cannot parry it.
Alright.
It is a slash, so there is you get +2 to your dodge because it is a slash.
And I get +1 from fast footwork.
Yep.
And I can dodge free once in every round.
Yep, and it's a -2 if you want to remain on your feet.
Okay, so now it's...
So +3 -2, so net +1 on your move.
Okay. Alright. On my dodge, you mean?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna push it.
Okay. You will take 1 damage. You can roll your armor. Okay. So no damage, but you are caught in its jaws.
Ah! Oh no! That's not good.
And then it is going to bite you.
And I can't dodge that one, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So that is going to be 2 damage. You can roll your armor. Okay, so that's going to be 2 damage to your strength.
This is going very, very bad.
Uh-huh. Crazy magic would be great right about now.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Okay. Desi, you're up. One of these heads is like basically it has caught you in its teeth and it is like grinding and squeezing. You can feel like inside parts getting squished.
Yeah, I would like to make that stop.
Okay.
I realize I don't have a lit torch. But I'm still gonna chop at the fucker because that really hurts. I'm hoping that I can just kind of take its lower jaw away.
Okay.
That'd be great. Because there's no real... I can't disarm it. It doesn't have any.
Oof. That is a solid hit.
Yeah, like I said, I'm trying to remove its lower jaw, because if it's only got the top, it doesn't. It can't bite. It can just kind of flail. I'm hoping. And it doesn't count as chopping its head off, because it's still got the upper part.
So you like sever through the neck. The jaws drop you. The head drops off. Two little buds start to appear. They will form into new heads at the start of next round.
Burn it! Burn it! Burn it!
It's the start of next round, so I can actually try to burn it.
Ouch! Oh, that
Okay.
hurt.
The Hydra is going to go on initiative 6 and 6.
Oh.
That's a problem.
Okay. Its bite is ineffective. And its bite is
Oh, wow.
ineffective.
Ooh. Yikes.
Hello, Chris Dice. We like them.
That brings us to Okatai on 7.
Or on my dice anytime.
I will activate my Wolfkin ability
Okay.
and spend willpowers on Hunting Instinct.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna use Ambidextrous to try to burn off the tiny buds trying to make a new head with the torch. And I'm gonna try to stab with the spear.
Okay. Give me a we'll call it a survival roll to light the torch in this pouring downpour.
Yep, good point. Yeah, because I just assumed that the torch pull out is lighted, but it's absolutely not.
Yeah. Nope. It's not Skyrim.
Yep. I had a Skyrim moment. Sorry about that.
Okay. You do have it lit. You will have to get within arm's reach of it to hit it with the torch.
Okay. So that would be my fast movement, fast
Yeah.
action.
That would be your fast action, yeah.
Okay, so fast action to get close, and I'm gonna use my attack. Doo-doo-doo.
Okay. If you're trying to hit it with the torch, that is a move action.
Okay, so it's not my secondary attack with ambidextrous.
Correct.
Okay. Do I still gain my Hunting Instinct bonus on that?
I'll say sure. That makes sense.
Because I need all the bonus I can get.
Mm-hmm.
Two successes is enough. That head, and it sizzles and pops, and there's like this screaming, screeching noise. As it also goes on 7. It lashes out at Okatai with a tail strike.
I have a free dodge every round.
Okay.
I'm gonna try that.
Yep. -2 if you want to remain on your feet.
Okay. I'm gonna try to remain on my feet. Let's move.
Yep.
There we go. And roll.
1 success, so you're still going to take 1 damage. You can roll your armor for it.
Yep. That's in combat or in gear? Combat.
Oh, that will break your armor by 1.
Okay.
Was that 7? Trustius and the Hydra both on 9.
I'm going to boil its blood.
Okay.
Hopefully this is
Sounds like my
fire.
husband.
Boiling, cooked.
I mean,
Soldiers
sounds like
share our
fire.
own parts.
Literally burst into
no matter
flames.
how fast
So-
they go.
This is Immolate.
Yep. I do not have an ingredient.
There is a torch nearby that you can use, but it will snuff out the torch in the process.
If I could have the afternoon.
I'm actually going to do that because we're doing a Hail Mary here.
See ya.
I'm going to spend 7 willpower. That's all I got.
Okay.
Nine and a mishap.
So that's the thing you were proposing to make me, the thing that give you 6 willpower temporarily?
Yeah.
That's nice.
All right.
Yeah, loose wrap. That's fine.
It actually increases your rep.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's worse.
So Trustius gathers all this power, and the lights dim and the torch like kind of snuffs out before it flares back to life and kind of arcs into the Hydra, doing significant damage. That's enough to kill 2 heads.
Are they considered?
Heads 1 and 3. So now down to only 3 heads.
Are the head considered burned?
They are. Because Immolate actually continues to do damage each round because until somebody takes time to put out the flames.
Ah. So technically, as long as that thing is burning, we might not have to burn down the head.
Yeah. Well, those heads are like on fire for sure. Basically, the flame has to be applied to each stump.
Okay.
Caldi continues to bubble and gurgle. The smell back there is horrifying.
And he started with Old Man Goblin.
Back around. Desi, you're up because Trustius killed the head that went on initiative 3.
Oh, good. I'm going to take a swing and try to lop another one off so that Okatai has something else to burn.
Okay.
I'll spend the willpower. Oh no, you have to roll your armor first.
Yep. My monsters are armored the same way my aliens are armored in Alien.
Badly?
Badly.
Good
They
stuff.
have lots of dice, but it doesn't pan out.
I am in favor of that.
So one of the heads kind of snaps at you, and you like bring the sword up and kind of like cut it like through the jawline, sort of thing.
Okay,
Like
I'm
this,
good with that.
like this super bad paper cut across the jawline.
Ooh, not a paper cut.
Alvin paper cut.
So vicious.
I know.
The Hydra goes on initiative 6. It has 1 head on initiative 6. It is going to fail to bite Desi.
Good.
Okatai and the Hydra are on initiative 7.
I'm gonna try to light up back my torch, and if the Hydra is still on fire, I'm gonna try to light up my torch on the Hydra.
Okay. That torch, for whatever reason, just will not light.
Huh, I need to throw out a new torch, that's the thing.
Yep. It's like when you use something as a magical ingredient, it's done.
Ah, okay. I'm gonna throw that in the muck and bring another one out.
Okay.
Does that lower my dice automatically?
No, you roll for your torches.
Okay.
Just like water and food.
Yep. Oh, okay.
So yeah, so you are running lower on torches, but you do pull out another one.
Yep. So I'm gonna try to light it up.
Okay.
So survival.
Survival.
Cinematically, I'm trying to light it up back on the Hydra.
Yep.
Mm,
Okay, no problem.
and I'm gonna use my long action to try to burn the thing that where Desi got again.
Okay.
There was new buds.
Yep.
So it's a move.
Yeah, she hasn't quite severed the head all the way yet on that one, so
Oh, so it's we're not yet at the step of burning back.
not yet at the burning step.
Okay, well, I'm gonna stab then.
Okay.
Darkwood spear, wet spear fighter, artifact dice. I'm gonna remember this time, and the hunting instinct. Here we go. Did it roll?
It does not look like it rolled.
I'm gonna remove the artifact dice. Maybe it's why it's not rolling. Yeah, it doesn't want to roll the artifact dice on the tablet. I don't know why. I don't see my roll, but I'm gonna roll
Okay.
the artifact dice separately.
Alright, no successes, no banes.
Okay, I'm gonna roll the artifact dice, but I think I'm gonna push that. Could you push that for me?
Yep. And that would also push the artifact out.
Gonna re-roll that. Did the artifact dice give anything?
Nope.
Okay.
And his armor stopped it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So no poison.
No poison. Right. The Hydra's turn. The Hydra does start to move away quickly. Desi and Okutai, you guys can both take free attacks at it.
Sure.
Gonna try again.
Ooh, that's a big hit from Desi.
Just reloading to see if
Quick sword.
it can help.
Huge hit for Desi.
So Desi, you slash off one head and deep into another.
Let's see if I can do anything with that. Looks better. Artifact. Spear fighter. Yeah, it really doesn't want to roll if I put the artifact dice.
You got one bane on the roll.
I'm gonna push it, please.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Begin.
And the artifact dice pushing too, so
Oof. So 5. Wow. Shit, I'm out. Alright. So as this thing turns to flee into the wilderness, Desi and Okutai, you basically, like, Okutai jabs that Darkwood spear through its tail, kind of pinning it in place, as Desi goes, like, snicker snack off with the heads.
and I'm gonna hurry to burn anything. Burn any buds that's trying to split.
Okay. Yes, it is starting to regrow heads as it lays there, kind of twitching. But standing in the rain, amidst the smoldering corpse of the Hydra, and Trustius and Okutai, you guys would both be aware enough to know that a creature like a Hydra probably has a lair somewhere nearby. Might be worth checking out.
next week.
But we'll pick that up next week.
It's a good
Did
thing
we actually kill this?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
uh,
Sorry, it seemed really sudden given how many heads we had at one point.
Well, you hit it for 5 when it turned to flee, and then Okatai turned around and hit it for 5 when it turned to flee.
Nice.
Before we skip to next week, can I try to eel Colby before he just melts?
Yes, you can.
Thank you.
I'm gonna start.
Thank you.
I'm gonna start with Ealing Hand, and then I'm gonna do Nature's Cure.
Okay.
Like to eel the critical and then the damage.
Yep. So you need to get power level 2 to heal the critical.
Okay.
Okay, there you go. Perfect.
And the other is Mend Wound. There you go.
Perfect. So that'll heal back 2 points of strength, Cody.
Thank you.
Yeah, as your like melted flesh starts to knit back together, as this soothing life energy pulses through you.
Sorry, Colby, I couldn't attend to you faster, but that Hydra needed to be burned before it's split in two.
Okay. All right.
Those things can split into if you let them have too much head.
I didn't think we were going to win this fight.
Neither did I.
So XP, participate in the game session. Yes. Travel through at least 1 hex. Yes. Discover a new adventure site. No. Defeat 1 or more monsters. Yes. Find treasure 1 gold or more. You did, because I think it was like
14
14 silver. Yeah.
That's a go.
Build a function in your stronghold. No, not yet. Activate your pride. No. Suffer from your dark secret. Coldy did.
You did.
Boy, howdy.
Risk your life for
A lot
another
this
PC.
episode.
No, nobody risked their life for somebody else today. Perform an extraordinary action of some kind.
No.
I don't think there's anything extraordinary. I mean, you guys are pretty badass heroes at this point, generally.
People are used to Desi doing stuff like that.
Globally, we killed an Hydra, but we already got an XP for that.
So that's 4 XP for everybody and 5 for Trevor.
All right. That comes in very handy.
Perfect, and we will pick this up next week.
Cool.
Great.
All right. Great game.
Thank you, thank you.
Have a good night, everyone.
Have a good night, folks.
You too.
Thanks for everything. Always love the Forbidden Limb game.
Yes,
All right. See you next time.
Such a great game.
Yes, I
Love
love it.
this game.
I don't want